Every season begins with a dream, one shared goal to build something that lasts. Some reached the summit, some fell just short. Others learned that rebuilding a program requires patience, perseverance, and belief. The trophies have been lifted, the awards have been handed out, the celebrations are over. Now the future is being written. The recruiting trail never sleeps. The transfer portal could change everything, and every decision made this offseason could define the next championship run. The race for Season 2 has already begun. Welcome to Legacy Forge. Welcome back to the Legacy Forge, the official podcast of the Legacy Gridiron League. I'm Razor, and what an incredible first season it has been. Champions have been crowned, awards have been handed out, careers have been defined, but if there's one thing college football teaches us, it's that success doesn't last forever. Every coach is back to zero. Recruiting never stops. Roster building never stops. The transfer portal is changing programs overnight. Tonight, we'll celebrate the best of Season 1 while taking our first look forward to Season 2. But first, let's take a minute to remember the fallen of Season 1 with a moment of silence. Peace to our fallen brothers. All right. Right now, I'd like to take a minute to introduce our special guest back for another week. Is the infamous IA. Well, you better catch it. You got a big segment tonight. Awesome. So let's get to it. So this year, Season 1 is done. And let's send out a little praise to our conference champions. First, we'll start off with, I believe, is probably the most deserving team, I would say, out of all the users to be considered probably the best in Season 1. And that is the MAC champion, Western Michigan Broncos. Headed up by head coach Colin Kaepernick, headed up by offensive coordinator Colin Kaepernick. And the Western Michigan Broncos pulled off a stunning victory against one of our other users in defensive coordinator Khalil Mack of the Buffalo Bills. Yes, I would agree. Well, that's why they play the game. Shit happens. I think we've all been there at some point. But yep. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see here, players of the game were AJ Green, half. Oh, really? Hang on a second. All right, let's start that over. And back for another stint on the Legacy Forward podcast. We have a IA.
Well, I'm glad I didn't use all my good jokes with the mic off, so.
That's true.
I only have about 3, so.
Yeah, I know how that can be.
No one,
I only have a couple too.
No one heard me say that, we heard King Ju talking about the fumble sixes, but his defense should have held him less than 20. So that was the big difference here.
I gotta say, I was pretty surprised to see 5 users in a conference championship in Season 1. I kind of felt like there was only going to be maybe 1 or 2 that might make it in, but in having 2 conference championships with both users teams in the championship, I was pretty shocked to see that, actually.
And me too. it should have been. We had a good tie in the Conference USA too. Still trying to figure out EA logic on that one.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So up next in the SBC, we had the conference champions, Arkansas State Red Wolves, led by defensive coordinator Manti Te'o. Apparently, he didn't get catfished enough, and he still made it to the game.
I mean, when I watched this final come in, I really thought this is the LGL NIL Bowl right here. Between Marshall and Arkansas State, I think they spent more NIL than the rest of the league combined in recruiting.
In up front, you're talking high school recruits?
Total recruiting.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that would make sense maybe why they were both there then. That looks like that would have been a good game to watch. I didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately, but it looked like it was a pretty good game. Ethan Crawford was your player of the game, quarterback for Arkansas State. He went 29 for 44, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT, and tacked on 8 carries for 49 yards as well on the ground.
If I remember right, I watched it and Marshall pulled the lead at the very end, and Arkansas State went down and scored with like a minute left. It was a really good finish too.
Awesome. Love seeing that in season 1. And now to the most controversial probably conference championship of 2026. The Conference USA champion, Jacksonville State Gamecocks. And as you can see, there's a big fat asterisk on this because I believe there's still talks behind closed doors about what happened in this conference championship. IA, why don't you let everyone in on your research of what happened here?
So it started with, I knew we were going to be tight in the Conference USA. We had everyone except for Florida International stunk, but everyone else was in the running. So I went on EA Help and said, how do we do the tiebreakers? And, they were honest and they said, it's too difficult the way they do it in the real world. So we just do head to head, common opponents, and then ranking. So I poured through the numbers, and the best I can get is they don't say who wins, but if I go through and I eliminate teams, that is how Jacksonville State, that loses every tiebreaker imaginable, wins and makes it to the conference championship. Delaware should have been there by every reasonable measure, but it should have been Delaware, Missouri State. And if I did it and I was programming it, that's how I would have won it. But it was good to see someone finally beat Delaware, on a side note.
Yeah, I know. I played Delaware early in the season, and they were 1-4, I believe, at that time. And it was a tough game. We ended up losing, I want to say, by a touchdown. But I was like, when I saw the 1-4 record, the first thing I thought was, oh, Delaware's really down. And then they went on a run and made it to the conference championship, but fell one game short of a championship to the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. And their player of the game was Christian Lando, halfback, 13 carries, 151 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. And if I'm correct, I believe he might have transferred out. Is that right, Average Dad? Did you lose your running back? I know you got others, but so yeah, so that's your conference champions for season 1. And now we're going to move in to the official final power rankings. Number 1, the Western Michigan Broncos finished with a 10-4 record, moved up 2 spots from the last power rankings, and ends 2026 as number 1 on the top of the list. They got number 2, Arkansas State, number 3, Buffalo, 4, Marshall, 5, Jacksonville State, 6, New Mexico, 7, Ohio, number 8, Georgia State, number 9, Old Dominion, and number 10, the UMass Minutemen.
Congratulations, everyone, on hoping you make a bowl this season. You got the Razor curse.
You're gonna carry it over.
Mm-hmm.
You can't carry it over because there'll be a preseason coming out here in a couple days.
I want the curse of this power rankings to fall on number 6. That's it.
Well, we know much teams can change over the course of an off season, so I can tell you right now, number 8 and number 9 and the Missouri State Bears were all privy to the so-called Razor curse in the last power rankings. As you can see, they dropped both 7. Missouri State fell off the board completely. And those were 3 head coaches that were up for running for Coach of the Year. And I think combined down the stretch were like 2-6 or 2-8, and all 3 missed out on any conference championship hope. So yeah, a lot of fun. But it's interesting too, because if you remember the preseason power rankings, Jacksonville State was number 1, and they started off 1-2 or 0-3, I can't remember, and they dropped off the power rankings completely. So it's pretty interesting to see them come full circle and make it back onto the power rankings and win a conference championship. So there was something there, just needed to figure it out, I guess.
Turned it around at the right time.
That's right.
Yeah, not much. I'm surprised to see New Mexico State up there. Unless, I think they were gifted, and I'm sorry, I hope he's listening, but like UMass with a cupcake out of conference schedule, I think that helps them pretty good.
Well, you still got to win them.
Yep, but they finished behind me in the Conference USA, so.
Oh, there you go.
Didn't win.
Yeah, UMass has that argument too. But they did beat a ranked UConn. By the way, UConn only had 2 losses on the year, ended up ranked 14th, and one of those losses came to UMass. So maybe Superfly has a little bit of an argument.
I still won't let them live down the 2 FCS games.
That is hilarious. The best part about it is you're telling me EA could not schedule a different FCS? They have to put FCS East in week 2 and 3? Why didn't they put FCS Midwest? I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. All right. Next on the agenda, LGL Coach of the Year. Voted on by the users in the league. And our winner this year is offensive coordinator Colin Kaepernick. 10-4 record, 7-1 conference, 2026 MAC champion, and also your 2026 LGL Coach of the Year, Colin Kaepernick.
What was It seems Western Michigan's pretty good every year. So,
Yep.
I'm glad he was able to figure that out. It's good to see.
Yeah, they have a pretty good team. Yep.
Hey, we should probably take time to say me speed running. We don't have players of the year. So,
yep. Would you like to explain that to the league?
yeah. So, we typically sit in the end of the season recap so Razor can get a good list of who we're going to vote on. And I don't have much patience, and most of the league doesn't even want to sit there, but we should. So next season, we're going to have, and I'll announce in announcements, but submit your player of the year and freshman of the year nominations. The only catch is they have to be on the side of the ball you coach. I know I had an award winner, and Average Dad did too, on defense. That would have been perfect for player of the year candidate, but we're both offensive coordinators, so we can't take credit for that in theory. So find the person on your side of the ball, submit it to Razor, and then we'll get a nice list next year.
Yeah. Thank you. So in essence of not really having a lot to go off of, I took it upon myself to just award some offensive players of the year, defensive player of the year, and a freshman player of the year without voting on it like we normally do. So with that being said, I'm sorry I don't have any graphics for this because I kind of threw it together last minute. But our 2026 Offensive Player of the Year goes to halfback Scott Humphrey of New Mexico. Congratulations. Oh yeah. I didn't hear everything you said. Did you mention that it needed to be on your side of the ball?
I was gonna say that's a good defensive coordinator's player win an offensive coordinator or offensive player of the year, but yes.
Yes. Okay. So yes, moving forward after this season, that'll be the case. Defensive player of the year goes to middle linebacker Max Sanders, Jacksonville State. Like this is a big shocker. Max Sanders also won 3 awards in the NCAA by taking in the Chuck Bednarik Award, the Bronco Nagurski Award, and the Dick Butkus Award. So once again, as you can see, college football is ruled on the defensive side by award winners. And with the freshman of the year, that goes to strong safety Tony Williams Jr. of Kennesaw State. And no, there's no bias. Get over it.
Well, he won an award as a freshman, you know. But now that you just went 3 for 3 on players on the opposite side of the ball, the coaches.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that's why I said I just wanted to make that point. This is just based off of performance, not taking into consideration who the coaches were. So that's the only time that's going to happen. Congratulations. And it is what it is, but next year we'll get it. We'll get it right. No problem. So with that being said, a little quick season in review for some of the awards. Like I said before, Max Sanders pulled in 3. Then you had Tony Williams Jr. from Kennesaw was the Jim Thorpe Award. Loon Van Andel from Arkansas State won the Lou Groza Award. And halfback Marquise Boston of Marshall won the Jet Award for Best Returner. So those were the major award winners. And over on the All-American side, we had on the first team, we had middle linebacker Max Sanders, Jacksonville State, free safety Brandon Barnes Jr., Arkansas State, strong safety Tony Williams Jr., Kennesaw State, and kicker Clune Van Andel of Arkansas State. That's a total of 4 on the first team. Second team, we had halfback Scott Ray Humphrey of New Mexico, cornerback Kendall Bannister of Ohio, free safety Xavier Smith of UTEP, strong safety Laquan Robinson of Southern Miss, and kicker Nathan Arnell of Buffalo. So we had 5 second team All-Americans. And on the freshman team, we have halfback Xavier Butler of Georgia State, wide receiver Preston Bowman of Ohio, D-tackle Aubrey Melvin of UMass, middle linebacker LaXavier Amos of ULM, strong safety Tony Williams Jr. of Kennesaw, and kicker Abram Murray of Louisiana Monroe.
So here's where we can take a minute and say, yes, offense may be overpowered, but all the award winners were on defense. Every one of them, except for Scott Tree Humphreys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm going to point that towards EA's probably lack of coding on voting for this crap. My guess is it's based on tackles and tackles for loss, I swear to God. And obviously, if you have offenses that are high-powered and are on the field a lot, those stats are going to increase for the defense, and I think that's why you see this more often. But it is what it is, I guess. And I don't know. It's kind of sad to me. I don't like looking onto the All-American list and seeing first team player who's a 70 overall. I mean, it hurts the realism for me.
Yeah.
But it's just something that we're dealing with, and there's not much we can really do about it.
I think we have to live with it.
Yeah, and I think because scoring offensively for the user team last year, I think was in a pretty reasonable spot. I mean,
it was the running game was boom or bust, right? You get lose a yard, lose 2 yards, gain 40 yards.
Right.
So offense looked good, but defense had all those tackles for losses.
Right. But the passing yards were probably down from what I've seen in the past in leagues. But the rushing yards were up, so that kind of balanced each other out. But obviously, it's easier to score quickly through the passing game than it is through the running game, typically.
Yeah. But the running game's usually not that strong as it is.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a big feeling that this update's gonna change that with the lowering of the amount of pancake blocks. I think that was one of the big reasons why rushing stats were inflated.
Yeah.
So on that note, just so everyone knows, we have not come up with anything yet that we're planning on switching from a slider standpoint. We're going to roll out season 2 and see how it plays out with the new update, and then go from there. We don't want to be too proactive here and change something that might not need to be changed or make it even worse at this point. So we'll roll out the season 2 with the new update and see what happens, and we'll go from there. So on to probably the biggest segment of our podcast today. We're going to get into recruiting and the transfer portal.
Oh, which one we starting with?
We're going to start with recruiting.
Okay. So, there it is. All right, so I went through. I paused for a second when we were in National Signing Day, grabbed all the data, and this is, when I say recruits, this is your high school and JUCO transfers. All in all, we pulled in 243 commits. Shocking number. Remember when I did this a few weeks ago, it was at 79. So it seems everyone shifted to the 2 stars because they jumped way up. So we got 11 recruits per team. We spent over 4,000 NIL. I got it right this time. And then when we're all said and done, the lowest team's a 66, the highest team's a 76. So we're still pretty well balanced there. But congratulations to Samwell, praying he didn't get fired, pulled in the top high school JUCO class. Grueler running up there with Georgia State. Got Shoot paying for his team there. I mean, recruiting really well, sorry. Eastern Michigan came on strong, and then Missouri State. I don't know why Chet didn't capitalize yours. Maybe it's disrespecting towards Missouri State on purpose. I don't know, but
probably not smart enough to fit it in.
or I forgot to type in caps. I don't know. So I got my superlatives coming back right now. So you guys need to lower your standards. Looking at you, Bowling Green Falcons, Nevada Wolfpack, Old Dominion, I don't know, Crowns, whatever.
Monarchs.
And then Monarchs, and then UTEP Miners. Guys, remember those names. We will see them again. They have to earn their money. These 6 teams were insanely cheap. I think UMass spent the most, and they might have been at 70 NIL on all their recruits. So you got Missouri State sitting there, number 5. Raging Cajuns, number 1. You guys didn't spend hardly anything. Bowling Green, they didn't have any recruits, so they didn't spend any money. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you got, I hope they're good, because you guys dropped bank on the high school guys. Ohio, Arkansas State, Nevada, and Western Michigan. So Nevada really paid for their 2 recruits that they got. If you see they're on the nobody there and a lot of money. But all in all, it looks like people actually filled their rosters pretty good. So that was a pleasant surprise after the first one.
Yeah, I was hugely shocked when I walked in to see that I had 85 guys on my roster. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how that happened, but it happened because I think I walked into Portal and I think I only had 6 or 7 recruits committed. So it was good to see that the portal, and it seemed like even the recruits were a lot easier to get to finally commit once you get the portal, but it took them forever.
Yeah, the high school kids, I noticed they didn't get sniped, right? You have your guy sitting there with, you're the only offer, and you wait all season and all 4 weeks of the portal, but they actually committed for the most part. Portal players, they got sniped pretty good for some people.
Yeah. All right. So let's move into the transfer watch. What do you got for us, IA?
Waiting for the screen to update so I can speak to it. There it is. So, UTEP, Arkansas State, Marshall, Bowling Green, Old Dominion. These guys cleaned up in my... I don't use the same EA points. I make my own points up, but they were the top 5. We brought in 207 transfers. So it's 9.4 per team. So we're almost 1-to-1 transfers to high school kids. For realism's sake, guys, I don't think this is very realistic, right? We're the schools they transfer out of. We bring in high schoolers, we train them up. They go to the big schools. That's how this works. But we had a good year. 77 3-stars, 88 2-stars, 42 1-stars, which, looking at what we saw, are really giving the stars off potential. So I know Elvis pulled a 74 overall edge. Played pretty well for me last year, but they had him as a 1-star because he's a senior, normal dev. On our team's a 74 overall. That's starter material. But we spent a lot of money in the portal. So almost 65, a little over 6,500 NIL. We were paying pretty good on those 3-stars at $86 a 3-star. So money was flowing. People freed things up. The seniors graduated. You got all the money, and it burned a hole in our pockets for the portal. But now, you get through, when I was comparing the portal to the regular recruits, now we get to our awards. Grueler, I see you active in the chat. You're going to really like this one. So every year we do this. We always like to talk about how people build their teams, and we throw around the word cheese a lot. So, Razor, we can go to the next one, and everyone can see what we're talking about.
Cheeseburger.
I couldn't steal the Cheetos logo, but guys, it's not easy being cheesy. But when you go through and you look, I get money freed up, so I wasn't looking at NIL spending. Full disclosure, if you look at who spent the most on NIL versus how little they spent on high school kids, Razor was the biggest cheeser. Sorry, Razor. But that's not cheese. Money freed up, you spend it. But these are the people that had more than 2 times as many portal guys as they did high school recruits. We all know portal guys are going to be better. It's going to build your roster quicker. It's going to make you look better. So, Tommy Frazier, you win. You got nacho cheese, man, all over your face. 17 portal guys versus 3 recruits. UTEP closely behind. He's talking a big game, but if he comes to Kennesaw, I'm sorry, we're gonna. I think that's a chunk of Gouda right there. If I'm remembering what I put in there right. Andy Dalton, that one cracked me up. I put, give me a white coach with red hair, because ChatGPT was telling me I couldn't put real people due to offensive language. I don't know what it's saying. So he's got some Monterey Jack there. And then Nevada with his Swiss cheese and his double the NIL or portal recruits. So, yes, these guys built their teams faster. They get a big jump. I know, Currency. No one was interested. Most of these teams, I know Nevada had a tough time too, but this is just, you're going to see the biggest jump in overalls by the teams that skew to portal guys. And when you hear people saying, I see the cheese, this is what they talk about. So I figured I'd give out awards for the it ain't easy being cheesy.
Thank you, IA. That's awesome. Currency, all I'm going to say is, how did you get transfers then? If recruits don't want to come to your school, why would transfers want to come to your school? I don't know. The reason I had issues is I just didn't have any NIL to start with. So I went after a couple that I liked, and I only had, I think, 200 NIL during the season. But then we hit all our coach goals, and I went into portal with over 1,100 NIL, including all the NIL I got back from seniors that left. And that opened it up for me to be able to pounce on a couple high-end transfers to compensate for what I have. But I'm looking at this. So if I'm reading this right, AI, we'll just use UTEP for example. They only had 6 high school recruits, but they signed 22 transfers.
That's correct. Yeah. And they found the
Holy-
cheap ones.
Holy balls.
But you've got someone like,
How do you get 22? I don't even know how you get 22, because I like, for example, Missouri State only had 300 recruiting hours a week.
you wait and you find the guys with no offers. I mean, I slipped.
I did that
every
too.
portal guy
I was
NIL.
I was number 1 on everybody that was on my board by the end of the thing, and half of them didn't even sign. I don't know. I saw that as being, I thought that would be happening for everybody, because just the way I saw it kind of unfold for us, but maybe that's not the case then.
And they came to my school, but I went, more, I was trying to go kind of realism. I knew a couple positions, but the guys that had interest to start, I would give them 5 to 10 NIL, hope they came in. But there's those positions, I was desperate for a cornerback. As an offensive coordinator, I shouldn't be, but I needed a cornerback. So I spent big, and that would be the equivalent of back in the day when, was it Malachi Nelson? Is that the dude's name that went to UTEP from USC?
Yeah.
You get those big 4-star recruits that move on and they want a chance to play. We're gonna pay crazy NIL to get them, but we're not getting a lot of recruits.
Right.
And the way it's set up right now, when you're pulling mid to high 70s guys as 1-star portal guys, and you pull 22 guys, yes, your team is gonna be the offseason champion of the world, like UTEP. So it was shocking when I went through and I just looked at the guys with over 2. I think, hang on, let me look at my numbers here real quick so I can call out the anti-cheesers, which are the guys that sat way higher on high school players. Shout out to Average Dad. He was way higher on high school guys, it looks like, or I got my numbers wrong. But Razor, you were super low at 0.39. So the opposite end of the spectrum. UL Monroe, pulling mostly high school guys. Who else was low? Eastern Michigan, I thought I said them. Ohio, New Mexico State, because no one wants to go there. Sorry, I'm a dog on New Mexico State. UMass, no one can find it on a map, so there are a couple that stood out. I just like, Bowling Green with their 6.67 was way up. Or 5.67 portal guys. There we go.
Currency made a good point, Chads. Like, getting guys is one thing, but can you turn them into a team and put them in a positions to actually win games together? That's pretty deep, Currency. It is a video game, but I get you, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And I mean, there's a bunch of validity to that. I mean, we've seen how many guys come into these leagues before, and they, on paper, their team is much better than everybody else's, but they don't win.
So on that one, we talk about the overalls not meaning anything, right? And I ran out of time. The wife wanted to go golfing, so of course I said yes. But if I took 4 teams, I went through and I hang on, let me unhide it. I said, okay, every team's going to play their quarterback all the time. Let's just say your top 2 running backs, 5 receivers, right? Let's get some depth in here. And I went through Marshall, Kennesaw, Louisiana, and Missouri State were the 4 teams, just alphabetically. That's all I got to. We are all about the same overall if I take a few depth pieces. So I don't know how EA calculates it, but I'm sitting here looking at Marshall at 77, Louisiana at 73, and then Missouri State and Kennesaw at 74 with looking at depth. So while we all talk, I won the offseason. I got a 76 overall. Some of you guys have 4 running backs at 80 overall. They're not all playing. So your team's going to look good, but you got to, like Currency said, put it together, find the right scheme, and make it work.
Yep. That is definitely a lot of truth to that. And I think season 2 is going to be very interesting. There's a lot of firepower out there this season, and it's going to be, I think, very interesting. So,
we should also throw out there, I've seen lots of comments about getting that head coaching job. Just make sure you check the rules because, sorry, Currency, I like to pick on you. So I'm going to go to Old Dominion. They're sitting at 1 star. Your head coaching job or your next job, you're eligible for 1 star or below. So most of us are hoping we've built our team, our head coach moves on, we get that head coach position. I think I'm at half a star right now. So it's not like I'm going to have, I'm half a star. So I don't have a ton of options of where I can go. So this second year, yes, you can take a job, but there's not going to be many you can actually jump to. So we got to keep an eye on that while we're loading up on the portal. We could have a really good season and not get the offer we want.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this season or this edition. I think you're going to see a lot less coaches moving early. To me, it seems like I'm just shocked. We went 8-5 and we didn't go up in prestige at all. So apparently winning isn't enough. Winning a bowl game's not enough. Apparently you need to make it to the conference championship and either win it or just make it there. I don't know.
Jacksonville State's still at 1 star, so.
Oh, okay.
Not a big jump there.
So maybe it doesn't kick over until week 0, you think?
No, it tends to go once you go to the new season is what it did last time.
Really? So that's all updated is what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sucks.
Because I went from 1 to half.
That totally
and
sucks.
And when I speed run again next off season, we're gonna stop for 12 hours at training results. Let's just throw that one out there right now because I know that works from all my test leagues.
Yeah.
You always see the points there. But EA's got it coded that once you go out of it, it spends all those points, it looks like.
Yeah, they changed it. They changed it this year due to a lot of players were banking points and not spending them because that's what dictates how players get drafted or leave school early. So people would just bank them, and then they would let them. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it keeps them there an extra year. But they would bank the points and then carry them over into the next season and then spend them. So EA decided in their smartness of, I don't know, trying to take cheese out of the game. They said, no, you're not going to do that. If you don't spend your points before you advance past training results, you lose them. So with that being said, we'll take care of it. Next season, we won't have this problem. So if you want to go on manual, it's okay to do it. We'll get it back. We'll stop at training results and let everybody upgrade and move on. All right. Let's move on. We're going to talk about the upcoming season 2 and our special reporter, the Incredible Herc, did a little investigation into the coordinators of the LGL and find out who's on the rise. And with that being said, right now, currently in the LGL, we're looking at the top coordinator to be Arkansas State's Manti Te'o, defensive coordinator. Manti has built a very stacked defensive unit that includes 6 key transfers who should be conference All-Americans and could easily push for many conference awards. A favorite to dominate the SBC defensively and should earn many looks for a coaching promotion if they perform as advertised. Key players are edge rusher Holloman, 85 overall senior. Glenn Seabrooks, a 85 overall D tackle. Regat, outside linebacker, 82 overall senior. Cappers, an 82 outside linebacker senior. McLean, cornerback, 84 overall senior. And Costner, a 83 overall strong safety junior. Very, very heavy on the senior leadership of this defense. But I mean, this for a season 2, 1 star. I don't know. Actually, is Arkansas State 1 star? I can't see from the screen. But for having a year 2 team with this kind of defense, I think is pretty OP. So what he's put together right now, he's got something special brewing there.
So they're 1.5 star.
Okay. So,
And there you go, it updated. But if we look at it, so I like Arkansas State and their 76 overall defense. But on the flip side, Marcus Spears from Marshall has built up a 79 overall defense.
Who?
Sunbelt's gonna Marshall. OC Marcus Spears forgot to recruit for offense apparently, but his defense is pretty solid too. So the Sunbelt, same two teams are.
I don't know where you got
dominant.
Marcus Spears from. It's Orlando Pace.
Oh yeah, that was him last year.
Yeah.
Last year. They all blur together.
Yeah,
So
that
Orlando
is true.
Pace. But Marshall's a pretty solid team too.
Oh, I'm calling shenanigans. Arkansas State doesn't have any Sam linebackers. Shame. On Seabrooks, I had him on team before.
52 overall now.
He's pretty good.
Who's that? Seabrooks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, this defense is looking pretty legit. So the question is, does he have enough on offense? Ethan Crawford's back. .95 speed halfback. So is he going to run into the same problem most of us are? No line.
Oh, the lines, when I was looking through, are rough.
Oh, yeah.
And quarterbacks are surprisingly, there's a lot of mid-70s quarterbacks on teams.
Yeah, I mean, his line is okay. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it could definitely use some work. He's got a couple pieces there, so I think he'll be fine on offense. So I think this team is definitely going to be one of the teams to watch. Strengths of this team are every position is ready to compete now. A lot of speed at nearly every position and very solid depth. And weaknesses, none.
I would say, looking at it, if we really think that pancake blocks going away is going to make a big difference, I think his weakness is going to be his quarterback.
Could be.
A pure runner. If you make him throw, usually that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with scheme or what they're running over on the offensive side. I've seen guys try to make pure runners into throwing quarterbacks, and that doesn't turn out well. So sometimes it does, though. You just never know. I've had that issue. I've had pocket passers who were better mobile quarterbacks than dual threats or pure runners. So sometimes you just never know. All right, and then coming in at the number 2 coordinator to watch, which was a big shock to me, and as is number 3 after this. But number 2 is Tommy Frazier, offensive coordinator at Bowling Green. Now, if you paid close attention, Bowling Green struggled last year to a 4-8 record, and was not last in the MAC, but darn close. They were a team I would have picked to be probably mid to maybe mid-bottom projections last year, but they fell even a little bit short of that. But Tommy Frazier is potentially a difficult decision to make for which senior quarterback will be leading a talented Bowling Green offense. Either way, thanks to a few key transfers, the starter will have a plethora of weapons at his disposal. A deep running back room as well as 2 very good wide receivers will keep the ball moving. Key players here are Muhammad, running back, 83 overall senior, Tyree, wide receiver, 84 senior, and Velson, the wide receiver, 84 overall senior. So Austin Navasad, who I've seen, and I remember back in BFB 26, he can put up some numbers. My guess is he's probably going to be your starter, but he can put up numbers, and if he's got some players around him. So Adam Mohammed, he's East-West playmaker, 89 speed, 93 acceleration, 81 ball carry. Yeah, he's got a solid running back room here. He's got four
Yeah.
running backs. Four running backs over 80 overall. That's and nobody's slower than 85, way at the bottom there. So no 90 speed, but you don't need 90 speed. You can get away with a little bit less.
Say my running back did well, and he's got 86. So
Yeah, it really depends on the type of offense you're running and what kind of playbook you got. And so then here you got we got James Tyree, 84 senior. Yeah, Belson's a senior, 91 speed, 92 speed. So he's got some good speed on the outsides here. He's got Clay down there. I played with Bowling Green last year. Austin Clay, he's good. So is Ridley, actually. Both these guys are pretty good. It's interesting to see him this far down. But yeah, he's definitely got some weapons.
I'll be watching this team. I did notice going through recruiting, we know running is OP, but there were a lot of pocket passers recruited.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Nova said is pretty slow. So I kind of want to see what he does with the slow pocket passer. How can we open up the passing game? If someone can unlock that, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Because I got a freshman that I'm hoping I can figure out how to play.
Yeah, look at this freshman red shirt. Jaron Mock, 90 speed.
That's Rice playbook and have a day.
Yeah, he's not too terrible. He's dual threat. It's just his awareness is holding him back right now. That's a nice little project player there.
He'd build up well.
Looks like Bowling Green's looking to make a move here in season 2. Moving on, our next coordinator to watch for season 2. And no, this isn't biased. I tried to get this actually off of there for some reason. Is
Yes, let's start the Herc curse.
Missouri State and offensive coordinator Antoine Randall L. He sent me all his stuff over, and I actually replied right away. I said, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "What was your basis on this? Are you sure I should be on there?" Because I mean, I think my team's okay, but I was kind of shocked to see top 5, but the top 2 guys on my roster are the 2 transfers that I ended up going all in on because I couldn't get a quarterback because Kernsey had to try to sign 3 and everybody else had to try to sign 3, and I ended up just losing all over the place. And
say word on the streets, you're starting Stuart McDonald.
Stuart McDonald.
Yep. It's your punter.
Oh, I might have to. No. Carson Boyd was the only quarterback I could end up getting, and it was because he's from Missouri. So he's really the only one I could get. He's okay. He's an 80 overall, but he's a pure runner, and this team's not built for a pure runner. So I'm a little bit nervous about that.
It's so terrible that a quarterback can sink your season.
Yeah. And of course, the 3-star quarterback I actually signed, dual threat, which I was hoping I could use, is 59 overall. So that ain't happening. I'm not gonna lie, I'm terribly disappointed in what they did to the 3-star recruits this year.
Tell me about it.
It's ridiculous. Just to show you guys, I don't know if any of you other guys are running into this. So was it Taj Droge here? No, it wasn't. Was it him? Yeah, I'm sure it was him. So this guy is a 3-star, right? He was 3-star. Yes, he was a 3-star gem. 3-star gem who came in with impact dev, 60 overall. 3-star gem. I'm like, what? How is he only 60 overall?
I feel better about my 62 overall running back that had the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't get it. That I never saw anything like that. What do the caps look like? I didn't even look, to be honest with you. I mean, those caps on quickness is pretty sick, but you're never getting that up.
Yeah, well, if you look, so we had our top 3 recruits from last time, right?
Yeah, his IQ's terrible. So this guy's never. I bet you that's why he's so bad.
Well, those guys are nice. This is what I've noticed with 1-stars, right? If you upgrade that IQ, his ball carrier vision jumps to like 60, and then he goes up 4 overall all of a sudden. It's that first one.
Yeah.
But remember, so I had Terrell Turbin was one of the 3 top high school recruits. He came in gem 67 overall. Let me go find Ohio's left tackle. What was he at? Because he was the one. I think he was the top high school recruit picked up by anybody. He came in at 68 overall. Terry Nicholson. And then the other one, who can forget Duke Hammer?
Duke Hammer.
Right? I gotta get to Eastern Michigan. Takes me a minute to go there. And then cornerback. So old Duke Hammer. Oh, he's sitting at a 67 overall. 90 speed, 95 excel.
67?
Yeah, these top 3-star recruits are
wow,
virtually unplayable.
What was he dev-wise?
I can't tell. It does not show me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I mean, I'm looking at Duke Hammer with his 48 awareness. Yeah, that's gonna knock you down pretty good.
Yep. Of course, Currency got two freshmen, 3-stars over 70. Of course. That horseshoe is never leaving your ass. I swear to God.
Currency, I'm calling you for advice on which guys to go after, because hey, you've got it figured out.
I'll pay you an NIL, Currency. I'll pay you an NIL. So, Antoine Randall has set Missouri State up for immediate and long-term offensive success. While sophomore quarterback Boyd is a threat in the running game, he has plenty of playmakers at his disposal. If their O-line can keep their young quarterback upright, this offense should be primed for a big season. And yes, that is going to be the main issue. This offensive line is not very good. So that's why I have a feeling Mr. Randall L is going to be running the ball a lot this season. Key players are Ruben Owens, running back, 88 senior, Tylen Sheltron, wide receiver, 86 senior, Taplin, wide receiver, 81 sophomore, and Eskren, the 81 overall tight end junior. So there's definitely some playmakers there to help out, but that O-line, it's going to come down to that. If that O-line does not play well, this team's not going anywhere, is my guess. And
well, I hope you run no bubble screens with 81 throw power.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can make it to the hash mark.
Yeah, probably not. Strengths, lots of playmakers at skill position that consistently move the ball down the field, as well as a running quarterback, all of whom are a threat to take any play to the house. Weaknesses, parts of the offensive line could struggle, especially if starters miss snaps. Quarterback Boyd might struggle to get the ball to his talented receivers at times, and I agree that's probably going to be the biggest issue. So that's Mr. Randall L. Next on our coordinator watch list, we got big shocker. Oops, I don't know how to spell. The usual suspect.
Yep. Oh.
Old Dominion's offensive coordinator, Andy Dalton, comes in on our watch list. Dalton has built a young offense that should be able to compete for a conference title this season. Junior transfer quarterback Boley will have a lot of weapons at his disposal. with a deep wide receiver room and an all above average O-line to protect him. Great young running back room that should make an impact. Key players are Joseph at wide receiver 84 senior, Black wide receiver 84 overall senior, Lyons an 82 overall wide receiver senior, and Agnew a wide receiver 80 overall senior. Sounds like a lot of transfers.
Oh, so far, 3 of the 4 teams that Herc's picked out are on my are the top 5 portal teams. So you're the only one that missed out on the big portal.
But I had probably, I bet you if you looked at individual highest spenders, I was probably number 1.
Oh no.
Shoot paid more than $280 for a player.
Oh, per play.
Yeah.
So you spent $570 in the portal,
right?
Which was impressive.
Well, it was pretty much 2 players.
Chef spent $985.
Yeah, because he stole my outside linebacker, Chef.
And then I stole his cornerback, and I don't feel bad about it. And then Shoot spent $910.
Yeah, I would have gladly spent that much if I could have.
I spent almost all of my $220.
Interesting logic.
It looks like a strong team for Currency. He's going to have good depth, even with wear and tear.
Yep. Yeah, that wide receiver room looks pretty stacked. And there he's got a freshman running back, 2 freshman running backs. Yeah, Boley, I was going after Cutter Boley, and Old Dominion came swooping in. I just was 1 week behind at every quarterback, it seemed, after week 1. Because like week 1, I went after who I wanted and got jumped by the big dogs. So then I moved down to find the next guys that like fell on my list, and I was 1 week behind then the whole way out, and I couldn't catch anybody. It was very disappointing. Michael Van Buren, these are, I think
it's
these
nice
were
to
both.
See. Pipeline is important, but
yes.
It's also not critical.
Right.
So the cornerback that I stole from Chef, I'm sitting there at, bronze, and he's got silver. Somehow I held off. I mean, I did add an extra 15 NIL on the last week, which might have helped, but either way, you can overcome Pipeline. Just cost you a little.
Yeah, that's ended up what I had to do, because Missouri State has only 2 pipelines and they don't help much. So Old Dominion's, oops, sorry, go ahead.
Not a hotbed in Missouri of players?
No, go figure. And any of them that want to go to Missouri. Another big shocker.
Yeah, exactly.
Old Dominion's strengths are a lot of speed and talent, a wide receiver, above average O-line that should be able to protect their quarterback while opening holes for their running backs. Weaknesses, inexperienced running backs might struggle to find holes to run through. Looks like Burnett's got a 77 ball carrier vision, but Jackson's got 87.
Yeah, that guy's definitely starting.
Yeah.
If you sneeze on him, he's going down.
Yeah.
A 65 break tackle, but.
Well, yeah, 52 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy looks pretty solid for a freshman. That's a solid running back to start off, and try to build him up. Good luck trying to keep him in town, though. That's what it really comes down to on some of this, doesn't it?
I think once they hit 80 overall, it does not matter if you have green deal breaker. If they hit 80, they want money, and your coach won't pay it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a interesting predicament here as we start getting these transfers in here who we're paying money to, and they're going to be 1-year rentals. I have a feeling. Would not shock me. Would not shock me at all.
Nope, not in the slightest.
And last but not least on our coordinators to watch, we have someone who's been talked about earlier in the broadcast. Offensive coordinator from Marshall, Orlando Pace. Miles Graham, that's the man. I wanted that guy so bad. Chef came in, gave him the house. Plus, I think, yeah, he had that silver pipeline, Chef. That's nice for Marshall. That's huge. Yeah, I'd be hammering on that thing constantly.
In Florida there, yeah.
Yeah. Orlando has a shot to make an impact in the SBC with his talented skill players on offense. The biggest question mark will be their O-line can hold off some strong defenses in the SBC. If junior quarterback Anderson can keep the offense on track, they should be able to score plenty of points. Key players: Scott, running back, 85 overall senior. Wilder, running back, 83 overall sophomore. Culliver, wide receiver, 84 overall senior. Weaver, wide receiver, 82 overall senior. Hamilton, wide receiver, 82 overall senior. And Collier, wide receiver, 81 over sophomore. So it sounds like we got Judd Anderson here at quarterback. Probably going to be running with him. I don't think you have another option. 92 throw power. So that's nice. Halfback, we have DJ Scott, who we just talked about. 85 overall, 89 speed, 91. Wilder's got some more giddy up and go for you. That'll be... Oh, and you got Boston. Oh, my God. Jeff, what are you doing over there? 94, 93, 90, 91, 89 speed. Wow. Nice job. Wide receivers, probably say, oh my God. 92, 93, 89, 89, 90, 88. Jeez. I think one of my recruits this year, I think wide receiver, had 79 speed.
I had one of those too.
He was
I just scouted a tight end and set up my board. He has 56 speed.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
As I said, 79 speed. The best part about that guy was too, he was a JUCO transfer sophomore, and he was a 2-star gem, and he has 79 speed.
It'd take you 6 years to add that 20 every year to get his speed up to 82.
I'm like, how is this guy a gem? Oh yeah. But yeah, I you know what I'm going to say after seeing this and talking about this so far? I'm actually glad I'm not in the SBC.
Yeah, the SBC looks rough. It does, Herc affirmed it. You got to win the portal to be an upcoming coordinator. He left UTEP out. They won the portal. But the other 4 of the top 5 teams, they're the upcoming ones.
Yeah,
every team skipped OL.
Yeah,
you scroll through, every team skipped OL.
Yeah, it's eerily familiar how you look at every team and you see very good running back, very good wide receivers. I don't know if we have a standout quarterback that is like the man in our league right now, and then everyone's offensive lines are it's very eerily similar, to be honest with you, with all the offense. Oh, Currency's saying that his line must be stacked.
I'm gonna go look at that right now.
All right.
I think I remember he's got 8 guards that look really good.
Okay, 74 overall tackle, 70. Yeah, okay, 75. Yeah, big whoop. Okay, an 85 center. Congratulations. 81 left guard, 72 left tackle. Yeah, good luck with that guy. He's going to be your problem. You're only as good as your weakest link, Currency. Come on now. You should know better.
He's kicking his second center out to tackle.
That's 100%. Illegal. You can't do that. That's in the rules. Can't do that.
With 92 strength center, that guy's going to the outside.
Nope. Can't do it. Illegal. Not happening. Not on my watch. New rules. Reboot.
Well, we got to find someone to look at depth charts then. I can't even figure mine out right now.
Yeah, what the hell? Why you got 6 centers on your team, Currency? What are you up to? Yeah, I know what you're up to. Jeez, that's what you're up to. Completely sus. Oh, yeah. No, that was like, I remember I gave Jay Corb a lot of crap back in the TSFL because he took Quentin Nelson. We were playing a Mad League. He took Quentin Nelson and moved him out to tackle. And I was just like, why? He's an all-pro guard. Just let him play guard. Why are you thinking you're smarter than the game that you're just going to move him out to tackle? Well, I don't have to pay a tackle then. Oh, okay. So you're cheesing the game. Gotcha.
Did he work at tackle?
Yeah, he was like a 96 overall lineman.
No, true.
I mean, you got a stud lineman. I don't care where he plays in these video games. You can move him anywhere and it won't matter. Yeah, he played pretty well. I mean, probably not as well as a 96 overall tackle, but he still played well.
Huh.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, those are the things that drive me nuts because then it's like, okay, you're just trying to massage the game to do things for you. Yeah, that's all I had. You got anything else? Is there anything you want to take a look at?
I think we should go through the conferences and each pick the conference championship and the winner and see if we can curse people.
Okay. I don't think I can go anywhere to a conference.
College football, CFB, and you can go to conference standings.
Oh, we do have conference standings, right? Oh, we have preseason All-Americans. I didn't even look at any of that yet.
None of us are on there.
What?
On national.
Well, I don't care about national. I know I'm not on that. Oh, yeah, I did look at them. The only guys on there were my 2 guys I gave all my NIL to. And it's because they have high overalls.
Yep. That's all it is right now. So who's winning Conference USA? Who's your take?
Conference USA. Oh. I don't know. I think I really have a feeling this is going to be a up for grabs conference this year.
Do you know his Liberty went down to 63?
I don't buy it.
Yeah, Liberty, like, they said they fixed the CPU, but FIU, Liberty, and Middle Tennessee, and even Western Kentucky, they are bad.
That's because they don't spend any money.
Delaware's still strong.
That's the problem. That's the problem with the CPU teams right now. They're not spending money. Anybody comes in and wants more money, they're just like, nope, bye. So it doesn't matter.
Teams.
Doesn't matter who the teams are. They're just like, nah. Sorry, move on. And then it's like they don't even spend any in transfer or in the portal.
So, who you got here? Who's our?
Just for you, I'm going to say my pick would be either Jacksonville State or Kennesaw.
So Jacksonville or Kennesaw. I'm writing it down so I can make a graphic.
I would put Missouri State in there, but I think our defense is going to be our downfall, so I don't think we're going to make it. Not this year.
I'm gonna say Jacksonville or Sam Houston. Lenny's building something down there.
Yeah, Lenny's. Oh, damn.
Right?
74 overall offense. Nice. Good job, Lenny. 1 star? What the?
Right?
What? How is New Mexico State a 1.5 star? What is going on? I don't get it.
I don't either. I don't know how they pick it, but I mean, when he finishes 5-7 again. Sorry, I'll stop dogging on Elvis
Well,
right now.
he was 8-5 last year, so we'll
All
see.
right, who you
Yep,
got?
this
The
is
Mac.
the Mac.
Pick 2. We'll pick 2 each and see who we can curse. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Whoa. Until he hands it over, I'm gonna go Western Michigan.
Oh, you're just giving one?
I think he's gonna win it back to back.
I'm looking at Bowling Green. Portal champ. They might be able to make some noise. And of course, Western Michigan.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
good.
up there.
Yep.
So
yeah, I was Western Michigan, and I think the second place I'm looking is like Ohio, Bowling Green, Buffalo, one of those 3 making a push.
put Ohio. Let's give Mullet the Razor curse.
Okay,
I like that. I like that plan.
there you go. Cursed.
So Mountain West, these are actually some of the better user teams.
Yeah.
So
obviously Wyoming started hot last year, ended kind of crappy, but the other 3 were all over 500.
yeah, and UTEP definitely won the portal. Although I think he's going in with too much confidence, so I can't pick UTEP.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
going.
say-
I'm going Nevada.
Nevada.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump on the Wyoming train. They can't be worse. Law of averages.
True.
All right, who you got on Sunbelt East?
This is gonna be crazy. I have a feeling this year. We got Georgia State, Marshall, and Old Dominion. Damn. I don't know. This is like, it's a toss up. All 3 of these teams could win it. I'm gonna go Old Dominion just because I know he cheesed it, so he's probably got the leg up.
I'm going Georgia State. Something good has to come to Grueller one of these seasons. So,
Yeah, they had Missouri State ended up playing Georgia State in the bowl game last year, and I was just like, oh shit, this defense, and he's got this defense going, and somehow we ended up smoking them, and I was just like, what the hell? And then I was thinking, well, maybe the SBC isn't that good, but then I've seen all these teams in here, I'm like, yeah, that's not true.
yeah, I think Grueller gets Marshall and Old Dominion. He's going to take them this year.
I mean, yeah, I could easily see it. I wouldn't put anyone down for picking any one of these teams. I think any one of them can win it. Question is James Madison 66, Georgia Southern, Coastal's a 74. Is Coastal going to be the CPU spoiler, I guess is the question.
Yeah.
And the Sun Belt West, I'm going Arkansas State. After seeing that defense, I have no clue how they're not going to win this division.
I don't know. I think his quarterback's holding him back. I'm going Southern Miss.
Southern Miss, who started shaky last year, but really came on hard down the stretch and almost snuck in.
Yeah, he
into
found
the
it. He
championship.
found a good thing, so I think he can keep it going. And Shoot already called that he's going from 10 wins to 4, so I'd love to see it.
I think Grueller thinks you cursed him now, so maybe this is going to be the IA curse now.
Hey, I would love to have a curse with my name. Because then I cursed hang on, let me change it to New Mexico State in the Conference USA.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
What were you doing? No.
I can't cheer for Elvis.
No, you can't. You can't cheer for a team when they're that bad. Just period, right? So, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've kept up in general, his coaching drops like 8 overall off the team anyway. So
yeah, that's what I've heard.
Alrighty. I think we covered all the league, so we can see.
Yeah, and I was actually shocked we do not have a preseason top 25, even though Western Michigan did end the season ranked. So we don't have that yet. So we'll have to wait to have our first ranking of season 2.
We don't have anyone even getting votes in the media poll. About the coaches poll.
Not gonna lie, I'm not very surprised by that, but we'll see.
Nope.
Gonna
no
be
one's
fun.
getting votes anywhere.
So let's get this started. We're going to, right after the podcast ends here, we're going to be advancing to week 0, I believe. So if you get a game, get it in as quick as you can. Otherwise, get your stuff done and thumb up as soon as you can, and we can get this back on our normal standard 24-hour schedule.
Perfect. I like it. I'm looking forward to another fun season.
Yes, I am too. I think this season's going to be crazy. Crazy fun. At least hopefully. Yes. Yep. Be ready, gentlemen. Coach Carousel this year. Good luck to everyone. Actually, not good luck to me because I don't want a half-star program to take over anyways. I'm not going to lie. Well, I'm Razor, and thank you, IA, for hosting with me. It's been a pleasure as always. This has been the Legacy Forge. Congratulations once again to our Season 1 Champions Award winners and every coach who embraced the challenge of building a program from the ground up. Enjoy the offseason. Keep an eye on recruiting and transfer portal, and stay connected with Legacy Gridiron as you prepare for another unforgettable year. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep forging your legacy.